Hi friend, welcome to my creative corner. If cozy grandma hobbies are your cup of tea, please stick around. My name is Shelby and I'm so glad you're here. This week we're doing another cozy hobby vlog. I just posted my winter hibernation hobby video, so I'm very inspired to do some fun cozy hobbies. I spent this morning playing Minecraft and Club Penguin with my best friend. So that was a great start to the day. Now I'm in the mood to do some painting, specifically some illustration. This morning I was scrolling Pinterest, as one does, and I saw these beautiful illustrations of woodland animals in the snow, but they were personified, anthropomorphized, I think is the correct word. They were doing human type activities, so I'm very inspired to draw some little woodland creatures, maybe having a tea party in the snow, something like that. I'm really inspired to use some watercolor and some colored pencils. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that and bring you along, so let's paint. Hello, happy Monday. It is currently so super rainy and I have a very nasty wet dog right here. My dog Willow is so scared of thunder, so she always sits like right under my feet as soon as it starts raining. That's where she is right now. I wanted to share with y'all the painting that I started. I started this a few days ago and I finished it before the weekend, and I'm really happy with it. I haven't done an illustration like this in a long time. For a while, I've been very focused on oil painting, but lately I have really enjoyed my watercolor again. I'm just so happy with it. The personality of the little critters, they're perfect. Like, I love that beret on that squirrel. I think that's my favorite part. It just shines. I'm happy with the shading, the value. I'm super happy with this painting. This is one of my favorites I've done, I think, all year. And I just finished another one. This one was a little bit more out of my comfort zone. I tend to gravitate toward natural scenes, animals, plants, nothing architectural or structural. It's always been more of a challenge for me. It's more mathematical and precise, and that's certainly not my painting style. But I wanted to attempt sort of a loose storybook style. I am happy with this one. I do like it. I don't like it the same, and they don't live in the same world in my head. I love the colors here. This is much more fantastical and whimsical. This is still whimsical, but it gives me sort of a gloomy feeling. So those are my two paintings. I love painting snow. I find myself the most inspired to paint around this time of year, and this when I have the highest level of production of my paintings. Like I'm producing more and more and more because I personally just love painting snowy scenes. My favorite season is spring, so I don't know what that says. There's some psychology behind that, but my favorite to paint is the snow by far. I've done many snow paintings and I don't know what it is. That's a mystery. I'll think on that. Okay, now I have a couple of hobbies that I need to do today. Need, kind of a funny word to use. I'm very blessed to do these hobbies today. The main one is I'm gonna switch into sort of reading mode. I'd like to talk with y'all about my current read, which is 11/22/63 by Stephen King. I'm probably 200 pages in, 250 pages in, and this is an 850 page book. So this is a tome, a true tome. And I'm loving this book so far. This might be one of my best reads of the entire year. I've never read Stephen King before, and it's so fun to read an author whose whole life has been dedicated to writing novels. Like the story setup, the dialogue, the descriptions, it really feels like a movie in my head. I can vividly imagine this book. It is playing out so vividly in my mind. So anyway, I would love to get a jump on reading that today, maybe read 100 pages or so. So for the remainder of this vlog, we're gonna do a reading vlog. So I will give y'all a check-in after I've read a little bit, and let's see how far we can get into this book today. All right, we're gonna do a little baking intermission. I volunteered to bring some pies to a church event. So here I am prepping some Granny Smith apples for an apple pie. As I've gotten older, I think pie has become my favorite dessert. But in my opinion, pie is really only good when it's homemade. So I really love making pies. Apple pie is extremely simple to make. You just peel the apples and you're gonna add white sugar, brown sugar, some flour, some salt, cinnamon, nutmeg, spices, that kind of thing. Then you mix it all together and you're gonna watch some magic happen as these apples start to break down. The sugars get a little bit juicy and it turns into almost a caramel sauce. And then you add in some lemon zest and some lemon juice, and that brightens everything up. You give it one last toss through, and then you're gonna put it into your pie crust. And I actually use a store-bought pie crust, which I find equally as delicious as homemade most of the time. And when it comes out of the oven, this is truly an irresistible dessert. Like imagine freshly baked pie with some vanilla ice cream. Is there anything better than that? So delicious. I'm very pro apple pie. I think pumpkin pie is fun, but there's nothing like an apple pie. And I also made a chocolate pecan pie, and unfortunately, this recipe did not work for me. This is the thing that you might not see if you're not a home baker, but there are many fails that go on behind the scenes. I think I could have baked it longer or added less liquid ingredients, but it really never fully set up. And actually, when I was driving to the event, the pie sugar juice spilled all over my jeans. So that was no fun whatsoever. I didn't end up serving it, but I did try a little piece and it was good. I mean, how can you mess up chocolatey, sugary pecans? Then I was charged with the task of making my brother-in-law's birthday cake, and he loves brownies, so I made a brownie cake. This recipe is from Lily P. Crumbs. I love her page and her recipes. And I finish off this brownie cake by adding some chocolate buttercream along the perimeter. And this buttercream was so firm, I think I needed to add more liquid because I'm literally building muscles trying to pipe this frosting. It's out of control. You can see my arms shaking and my veins bursting because this was truly a workout. I did try a piece though, and this was fantastic. Like, really, really good. Highly recommend this recipe. I can link it below. And I loved the buttercream along the edge because I used salted butter, so it had a nice salty kick to it. It was just a delicious blend of salty and sweet, which is my favorite combo. And plus 10 points to whoever gets the reference in the middle. When I showed this to my bestie Faith, she's like, why didn't you make this for me on my birthday? All right, back to the reading vlog. Okay, I'm here with my last reading update for this vlog. I've definitely read a good chunk in the past day or so. My Kindle says that I'm on page 432, so I've definitely made some progress. As you and I know, this is a large book. I realized I never told y'all what this book is about, so if you've not read it or if you don't know what it's about, it is a sci-fi, and it's about a man who is given the opportunity to go back in time to stop the JFK assassination. The setting is the 1950s, the late 50s, going into the early 1960s. The genre, what can I call the genre? I mean, it's certainly sci-fi, it's time travel, but it's kind of a genre bender. It's suspenseful at times, it's mysterious at times. Sometimes it feels just like literary fiction because you're following him on this journey as he just goes about this task, but there's a lot of life that needs to be lived in between this moment and when that moment happens, so it can feel like just lit fic at times. Yeah, he is approached in a way that I will not disclose, and he's given the chance to go back in time, and it's totally mind-twisting and fun, and the sci-fi of it has had my jaw on the floor a few times. Like the physics of it, the rules, it's just, I've really enjoyed the sci-fi elements of the story the most. Those are the parts of the story that I find the most exciting and interesting. And it is so enthralling to think about because obviously the JFK assassination had lasting impacts, and it's a very mysterious event in history. And for Stephen King to write about this particular time in history, this is a moment that we all want answers about, right? So to imagine yourself going back in time and getting to watch it, you know, from a bird's eye view with hindsight, you know, from the future, going back in time, knowing what's going to take place, that's kind of like a fascinating opportunity that we might all be interested in taking. We might not want to go back all the way and actually live through that time period and have to stop the assassination, but we're all a little curious, aren't we? So this really plays on the human nature of curiosity. I'm curious reading this. So like I said, I'm about 40% of the way through, and this book has taken so many left and right turns, but the most fun part is that I care about every part of the story so far. But those parts of the book give it heart, and the characters that are introduced and then leave the plot, they're all characters that I really care about, and I never find myself wishing the scenes away for the most part. So that is 11/22/63, which if you didn't know, that's the date that JFK was assassinated. So yeah, I'm making my way through the book. I do not think I'll finish by the time I'm gonna post this vlog, so this is gonna be my final update for this vlog, but check out next week's video because I will definitely be finishing it within the next week or so because we have a trip planned next weekend. I want to finish it before then. Thank you all so much for watching this hobby vlog. I hope this brought you a little bit of coziness and inspired you to partake in some fun grandma hobbies. It's always a good idea to pick up a hobby. Doesn't matter if you're good at it or if you're gonna make money. It's just for fun and to nurture and nourish our souls and to get off our phones, to stop doom scrolling, to enjoy spending time making things with our hands, using our mind, being creative. That's what cozy hobbies are all about. So I hope I inspired you and brought you a little bit of comfort in this video. If you liked it, I would love for you to comment down below and share with me maybe what you're reading right now, and I can potentially add that to my TBR. I love to hear from y'all in the comments, so that would mean a lot to me if you did that. Thank you so much for watching. It's truly a joy to get to share these moments with you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.